Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 One Season Wonder. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to recap on the previous. But this time round, it's been a while since we've done the One Season Wonder series. And I've decided, usually because we play every single episode, we play a full month in that episode, which means we'd be going through, okay, luckily enough, that month in November, there was only 5 games. It still takes a bit of time at the start of the episode to go through all these old results. So what I would say to you guys, if you have missed the last episode or you want to refresh your memory, because even I needed to refresh my memory, go back and watch episode 6 and then we can come back to the current episode, because in episode 8 we're going to be into January and right now there's only 4 games. But at the start, when I do a recap, there's 9 goddamn games to recap on. So I've decided the whole situation in this series, the One Season Wonder, where a recap on the previous episode is not going to happen. I'm also not going to do much talking at the start of today's episode, guys, because look at what the episode holds. 9 games. 2 are not Premier League games, so we've got 7 in the Premier League. We've got a Champions League game. We've also got a Carabao Cup game against Chelsea in the quarterfinals. So very, very difficult episode. I also want to tell you guys that the reason this series hasn't been uploaded as often as I would like is because I cannot find the time to record it. And surprisingly right now, guys, you ready for this? I am currently on my lunch break. I am going to record half of episode 7. So I'm going to play 4 or 5 games, or simulate them, or however, we do it. And then I'm going to have to find another hour or so to record the other half. So at the start of today's episode, we're going to discuss firstly what we're looking to do in this episode 7. Now, you guys don't need to worry about the first half and the second half. I was just telling you guys, because this episode's going to take too long, I'm going to have to do it in 2 recording sessions because I haven't got time to do it in 1. So I've got to record a few games and then I'll stop and then I'll come back and record the other half at a later date and then edit the 2 clips or the 2 videos together. But up first, we've got Bournemouth at home. I've decided for this game, we're at home. I'm going to take the risk and we are going to simulate it. We're not doing too bad in the Premier League, but we need to be playing some other games that are a lot more important. So we're going to simulate the first game up first against Bournemouth. We're then going to play the game against Chelsea in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, because then we can land the position in the semi-finals, so we need to be winning that. We're then going to play the other Chelsea game in the Premier League because we're away from home, and obviously when you're away there's a more bigger chance that you will lose. We then play Hoffenheim for our last game in the group stages. Now, bearing in mind, we've played 5, we're on 15 points, we've won all 5, so regardless whether we win, draw or lose to Hoffenheim, we've won the group and we're going through to the knockout stages. The only thing that can happen is Hoffenheim, that are currently on, I want to say 8 points, I think, can possibly go all the way to 11, or if we draw, they can get 9. They are going to finish, though, in second position and will also be going through. But realistically, I may as well simulate it because there's other games that we need to be playing. Then we come up against Everton. We're at home, so I'm going to simulate that game. So right now, we've got a simulate, a play, a play, a simulate, a simulate. So we've got 3 simulate, 2 played. We're then going to play Watford away from home. We're going to simulate Palace. We're going to play Leicester, and we're going to simulate Southampton. Now, to refresh your guys' memory on what some of the rules are and how we play these episodes out, however many games there are, half of them need to be played and half of them need to be simulated. Now, with there being 9 games in this episode, half of 9 is 4.5. We always round down, which means I can play 4 games and I have to simulate 5. So the 5 games being simulated are Bournemouth, Hoffenheim, Everton, Palace and Southampton. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The 4 games that we're playing are Chelsea in the Prem, Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, Watford away from home in the Prem, and Leicester in the Prem away from home. So there we go, guys. And realistically, I can't do too much talking. I know we may have talked about things in episode 6 that I'm meant to cover in today's episode, but after I record this first segment or this first half of this episode, I'm then going to go and watch the video and we can discuss things later on if needs be. But realistically, we've got a lot of games. A lot of games. And I just think if I talk for the usual 5, 10, 15 minutes at the start, it's going to be very difficult to get through this episode and keep it realistically under the hour. There's that many games. It's going to be an absolute madness of an episode. But the game up first against Bournemouth, we have decided we're going to be simulating, and this is the lineup we are putting out. We've got Raheem Sterling out on the left wing, Sergio Aguero at striker, Mahrez out on the right wing, then we've got David Silva linking up with De Bruyne in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Fernandinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Albert, Laporte, Stones and Danilo at the back, with Ederson between the sticks. Let's go ahead and simulate this game against Bournemouth. I'm hoping we can get the win, because we have got Arsenal and Liverpool joint second, only 1 point behind us, breathing right down our necks. But we are at home, so fingers crossed we should have no problem beating Bournemouth on the 1st of December. Players warmed up and we are kicked off. Oh, and there we go. Aguero, 9 minutes in, puts us 1-0 up. Stones picks up a yellow card in the 17th minute. 30 minutes fast approaching. Come on, lads. Let's get a second before half-time. Ryan Gosling picks up a yellow card in the 36th. We're into the second half now. It'd be nice if we could find another goal. And there it is. The main man from this series so far, KDB. Kevin De Bruyne putting us 2-0 up in the 54th minute. Dembele, who come on for Mahrez in the 49th, has just scored in the 74th. And surely we will see this game out. And we have done. We keep a clean sheet. We score 3 goals. And we've just won the 3 points against Bournemouth. Also, KDB getting on the score sheet, which is exactly what we need, because he's on the run right now for the golden boot. Right, so we've now advanced all the way to the match day on the 4th of December, where we are facing off at home against Chelsea in the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup. We beat them, and we bag ourselves a place in the semi-final. And unfortunately, the team is not fully fit. You can see that Mahrez, KDB, Sterling, Stones, and Alba are not fully fit. But this is the lineup we are putting out against them. We've got Raheem Sterling out on the left wing, Gabriel Jesus through the middle at striker position, Mahrez out on the right wing. This time round, Bernardo Silva linking up with De Bruyne instead of David Silva. We've got Partey in the central defence midfielder a little deeper, and then Albert, Otamendi, Stones and Mendy at the back, with Ederson between the sticks. Let's go ahead and get into this Chelsea game. I know right now, guys, I'm sitting here thinking this episode already feels very, very rushed. Well, I can only apologise. We've got 4 games to play, 5 games to simulate, and I'd like to keep this episode under 50 minutes in reality. And unless I just get on with it, give you guys the highlights and whatnot, we're certainly not going to do that. But let's get into this game at the Etihad Stadium against Chelsea and hopefully progress through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup. Feels weird being back in control of Manchester City players. Obviously, you guys know I've been grinding out the Liverpool career mode on the channel, and now we're back in control of Manchester City. It's so unfortunate. I think the rules that I implemented into this series of, playing a full month in one episode, it's great because you get through the series nice and quick. But in reality, it makes it very difficult when you've got 9 or 10 games in just 1 month. I mean, this month so far, December, episode 7, is the busiest month we have had. And obviously the whole point of One Season Wonder is to be at a club for 1 season and win as much as you possibly can, and that's exactly what we are here to do. We're in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Our next opponent is either going to be Everton or Liverpool. It's certainly going to be a difficult game, but of course you've got to remember that after this episode 8, we're into January, so then we've got January, February, March, April, May, so another 5 more episodes. So every 13 episodes we're going to be in a new season, in a new league, at a new club, and that is something that I do like the looks of, and certainly when we move into some of the leagues that I've never played in before. But let's go ahead and get this first half kicked off, and let's see what damage we can do to Chelsea. Jorginho, Kante, back to Jorginho, up now to Hazard, Hazard through to Willian. Let's get a foot in now. Higuain there, big save there from Ederson, and we're going to keep that in with Bernardo Silva. Nice ball through, played straight through now to Silva. Silva around the corner to Riyad Mahrez, who has swapped positions with Raheem Sterling coming forward. Play it inside now. Raheem Sterling, big save there from Kepa. John Stones, playing it back to Otamendi. Otamendi looks at pushing out now. Here comes Otamendi. Give me some options here, lads. Bernardo Silva looking for KDB, and the referee is in fact going to blow for half time. All I can say is I'm still getting used to playing with Manchester City. Obviously, it's been so long since I've uploaded a One Season Wonder episode. Every team we go to is slightly different with tactics, different players, different abilities that the players have. So I think we're still trying to find our groove of Manchester City. I'm glad that we're going in at 0-0 and not 1 or 2-0 down, because we may have found it difficult in the second half to come back. But I think if we keep doing what we're doing, it's only a matter of time before we do find that first Manchester City goal as Chelsea kick us off in this second half period. Mendy puts the ball in now. Nice ball in there for Bernardo Silva. It's 1-0. I said it was only a matter of time. I did say the first goal would eventually come. It's a beautiful bit of play there. We went from Mendy to Mahrez, back to Mendy, who whipped the ball in. And Bernardo Silva got ahead of his man to head that one home. Look at this. Mahrez, back to Mendy, pings one in. And Bernardo Silva's ahead of number 28. Azpilicueta to head home and beat Kepa between the sticks. It's 1-0. Here's Drinkwater again, moving forwards now. Is Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard cuts back. Nice bit of skill there from Eden Hazard. Over to Kante, into Higuain. Otamendi's on that one. Let's play it out and go out again. Nicely done. Inside now to KDB. KDB looking on the inside again to Jesus. And it is going to be a foul. And I think with that foul coming in the 69th minute, we will now look at making a few changes. Sterling off. And Leroy Sané is going to make his way to the pitch. We're then going to go Foden for Silva. And then I'm going to go Gundogan for KDB. I'm looking at the options and I'm thinking probably Alba and Mendy need to come off because obviously Mendy's a left back and he's the cover for Alba right now. But unfortunately, Danilo isn't fully fit to play at right back. And Kyle Walker's out for a very long time. But they are the changes, the 3 changes we are going to make in this Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Let's go Stones, play it out. Here's Gundogan. No one wanting to move forward here. Here's Foden. Party. Over now to Benjamin Mendy, who's going to poke one home now to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez putting a nice ball into Jesus at the back post. It's 2-0. Here we go. Well done, Riyad Mahrez. I was waiting for Jesus to get his head to that one. Pick up the phone, because Jesus is on fire. That is what we needed. We needed a second goal. And it's Gabriel Jesus to give us just that. His first goal in the Carabao Cup. An important one at that as well. Play it down now. Don't let them get in behind William. Playing it back. They're going to be in trouble if Leroy Sané wants to get in behind. That is for sure. Ball down this far side. Nice done. Ball into the middle now. Let's get there. Mendy Hazard's there. Well, I said Chelsea had a goal in the tank, but I didn't expect that from Eden Hazard. Absolutely KOs Mendy with that unbelievable strike. Well done. Ball down there from William. Ball in. And look at that. Eden Hazard goes for the acrobatic scissor kick. Should have been a lot tighter, a lot stronger. Mendy had to use his strength to keep Eden Hazard off the ball. He doesn't. And it's 2-1. And realistically, it's game on. Inside now to Party. Gundogan straight up. Jesus pings one over the top now to Riyad Mahrez. And I tell you what, we're going to be in behind here. David Luiz has got no chance of keeping up with Mahrez. Mahrez dancing nicely, making his way into the box. Mahrez looks to hit him one. It's straight into the hands of Kepa. But we are now 3.5 minutes in and the referee does blow for full time. And we've progressed through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. That is the result we needed. Although I didn't feel that we played that great, you've got to remember it's been maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks since I've actually sat down and played with the Manchester City squad. It's been a while since I've recorded, a while since I've played with them. I have to get back into the groove of things. And the one thing that I keep remembering in my memory is KDB anywhere outside the box. You strike at a half the power-up shot energy. And 9 out of 10 times it's going in the back of the net. Very level game. Both teams having 9 shots, 5 on target. We managed to put 1 extra one in the back of the net, whereas Chelsea only put 1. We put 2. Mendy picks up man of the match for a 9.2 rating, so fair enough to him. He did pick up an assist, and he did play well at right back, considering he's an out-and-out left back. Well, we've just managed to beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Can we do the same in the Premier League? Arsenal have now dropped points. Manchester United are in 3rd position, but they've played 15, so that doesn't matter. But we still have the Red Men, Liverpool, breathing down our necks. We've both played 14, and they are still 1 point behind. Before the game before that we won against Bournemouth, Arsenal and Liverpool were both 1 point behind us. Arsenal now drop points, which means Liverpool are the only team breathing down our necks. Although Manchester United are only 2 points behind, but bearing in mind we have a game in hand on them. So potentially if we win this game against Chelsea, we'll have 5 points clear on 3rd position at Manchester United. Now, unfortunately, because the month of December is so jam-packed, we're not getting our team back to full fitness, and we are having to rotate it a lot. But this is the lineup we are putting out against Chelsea. We got Leroy Sané out on the left wing, Sergio Aguero at striker, Dembele out on the right wing, David Silva linking up with De Bruyne in the central midfield role. Fernandinho a lot deep in the central defensive midfield. And then Albert Laporte accompanying Danilo at the back with Edison between the sticks. I'm hoping, guys, that when I'm editing this, I don't feel like it's rushed. At the end of the day, I've explained to you guys, we've got 4 games to play, 5 games to simulate. It's a very, very difficult one right now. It's not easy for me to be able to fit all this in and keep it at a decent amount of time. Obviously, you guys don't want to sit down and watch an episode that's an hour and a half. So I'm trying to just keep all the good stuff in and trying to keep these flowing as quick as possible. But as we travel to Stamford Bridge, we've just beat them a moment ago, 2-1. Can we do the same? But this time, hopefully, keep a clean sheet. Come on, I just need to get in the groove of things. I really need to start getting the feel of this team. It's so difficult. You wouldn't imagine, because City and Liverpool, they kind of play the same sort of football. They have the same formation. But you honestly wouldn't realise the difference in the players, how the team plays, how it feels. It's very, very bizarre and something that I've never felt this massively before. But Chelsea are the team to kick us off in this first half period. Let's get it underway. And hopefully we're going in at half time with a decent lead. Fernandinho picks that one up. And here comes David Silva now. Let's go into KDB. KDB round to Aguero and then straight round now to Dembele. Beautiful Dembele onto that left foot. Looks at Ben, the one. Kepa gets a foot to it. Sane heads it back to Aguero. It's 1-0. Well, that was a beautiful bit of worked football, if I don't say so myself. Aguero pounding out the one-handed press up. But Aguero, the sharpshooter that he is, right place, right time, and slots that one home. And you can hear the fans singing, Sergio, Sergio, Sergio. Well done, takes it down, puts his laces through it, and it's 1-0 after only 10 minutes. Number 10 Aguero scoring in the 10th minute. It's 1-0 City. Here's Aguero playing it back through to Dembele. Dembele going round, quick feet for him. Dembele there, and look at this run here from Dembele. 1-on-1, Dembele just saw home. It's into the back of the net. And how many of you, like me, thought that was into the side netting? Because I certainly did for a split second. I thought he'd just put it into the side netting. He's gone alone. He's had the quick feet. He's had the pace. He's run at the Chelsea defenders, run 1-on-1 at the keeper, and just slotted that home at the near post as well. Kepa should do a lot better. And it's 2-0 after 14 minutes. Well, it doesn't feel anything like the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup game, that's for sure. Go inside now to KDB. This is lovely. KDB inside now to Dembele. Dembele turning on the jet. Going out now to Aguero, and he's drilled it wide. Oh, Aguero, what was that one? I called you the sharpshooter, the hitman. Well, that was far from the sharpshooter and the hitman. That was goddamn terrible. Oh, let's go. Come on, Danilo, get on it. No, inside now to Hazard. Hazard is the danger man. It's going to be a foul there. It's going to be a foul. Let them play on. No, we're going to get the ball and we're now going to play on. And the referee's, in fact, going to blow for half-time at Stamford Bridge. It's 2-0 and it's a totally different game. We're absolutely, I mean, look at the stats. Okay, 6 shots, 3 on target. Not as consistent as I would like. I'd normally like 4 or 5 on target with 6 shots. But we've scored 2, so we've converted from 3 shots on target. 2 have ended up in the back of the net. Chelsea may have had more of the ball, but shots on target wise, they're doing absolutely nothing with it. And as long as we keep continuing to do what we're doing, I'm sure we can find a third, maybe a fourth, maybe even a fifth.
Second half coming up.
There's Aguero out now to Sane. Inside now to David Silva. Over to Aguero. Aguero going to poke one through there to Dembele. Dembele just left foot, and there's the third. There's the third. Well, I have to say, you guys know the rule is, when we move to a new club, we're only allowed to bring 2 players from our previous club, which will be Manchester City, with us. I'm thinking right now, KDB and Dembele will fit in any team we go to, as long as we have the funds, because both of them have been the best 2 players we've had at Manchester City so far. Still De Bruyne loses it to Jorginho. We're going to win it back though. Play it up now to Dembele. Going to lay it off now to De Bruyne. De Bruyne going to ping one over the top now, looking for Aguero. First time, Aguero! Big save from Kepa. What a strike. And as Azpilicueta puts that one out for a City throw-in, we will now look at making some changes. So KDB is going to make his way to the bench for Phil Foden. We're then going to go Riyad Mahrez out wide for Dembele, who's had an absolutely fabulous game without a doubt. And then it's going to be Yeah, it's going to be Gundogan for David Silva. We want to make sure we're keeping David Silva and De Bruyne as fit as possible because Bernardo Silva, David Silva and De Bruyne are the three that are running our central midfield right now, and they are doing a very good job indeed. Foden inside now to Mahrez. Mahrez over this far side to Jordi Alba. He's going to take a touch and I'm going to bullet this one on his left foot. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Can we win that with Mahrez? We head it on. Danilo looks to chase this one on. Emerson clears it away. What a strike from Jordi Alba. Gundogan round to Phil Foden. Foden tries to come away with a ball. Christensen takes him out and does come away with a ball. There's Loftus-Cheek. And there we go. As the ball is played back to Christensen. The referee blows for full time at Stamford Bridge. And we've beaten Chelsea 2-0 and bagged the 3 points to bring back to Manchester. Tell you what, Dembele was absolutely unbelievable in that game. Does he get man of the match? He does. 9.5 rating, fully deserved. Look at the stats. We upped our game in the second half. 12 shots, 8 on target, plenty of shots. Lovely consistency right there. Chelsea didn't even have a shot on target, let alone even a shot. So we absolutely dominated at Stamford Bridge there. Dembele picks up man of the match. What a result. And we march on into the next game. So this is where things get a little bit trickier. You'll know at the start of this episode, I said that I'm going to have to record this episode in 2 different segments. So what you've seen so far of the video was recorded on the 13th of June. And what you're now seeing recorded now is recorded on the 16th of June. And obviously I explained because these episodes are so long, because we play a month every single episode. Especially this month in December, with there being 9 games, it's made it very difficult for me to find 2 hours to sit down and record the full episode. So you're now seeing the second half of this video, but you guys will think it's one video because I'm going to take the first segment and the second segment, combined it together, and you guys are going to see it as just one video. Whereas for me, I've sat down and I may not be able to finish the episode today on the 16th, so I may be sitting down for a third segment and then going to put all those separate recording sessions together and make the one episode. So what I'm quickly going to do, which might not be too professional, guys, but I just want to quickly recap over what we've done. So we simulated the Bournemouth game and beat them 3-0. That's great. We played Chelsea and beat them 2-1 in the Carabao Cup final, so we're in to the semi-finals. We played Chelsea again in the Premier League and beat them 3-0. We then said we're going to simulate the Hoffenheim game because we're already on 15 points, and regardless of what the outcome of this game, lose, draw or win, we are going to be going through to the knockout stages. If we won, that would be absolutely unbelievable because it means we won all 6 of our games, which would be absolutely unbelievable in the group stages. We're then going to simulate the Everton game, so that means we've simulated Bournemouth, Hoffenheim and Everton. We're then going to play the Watford game. We're going to simulate the Palace game. We're going to play the Leicester game and simulate the Southampton. So let me just check that's correct. So playing, we're meant to play 4. So we'll play 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. And then simulating 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So that is correct. So the next game up next against Hoffenheim we're simulating. We're then simulating the Everton game. We're then going to play Watford, simulate Palace, play Leicester, simulate Southampton. I just have to refresh my memory, guys, because obviously I'm sitting down now. It's like a brand new episode. I felt like I should have started the episode, hello and welcome back, audience, but I didn't. I'm just continuing from the last segment, so it made it very, very difficult. But this game up next, like I was saying, we've played 5 games. We've won all 5. We're currently on 15 points. Hoffenheim, if they beat us, can finish on 12. If we draw, we'll finish on 16. They'll finish on 10. But regardless, it is going to be ourselves and Hoffenheim going through to the knockout stages because Shakhtar Donetsk and Olympic Lyon cannot catch Hoffenheim, and only the top 2 from the group stages go through. But this is the lineup we are putting out against Hoffenheim. We've got Raheem Sterling out on the left wing, Gabriel Jesus at striker, Mahrez out on the right wing, Bernardo Silva linking up with De Bruyne in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Thomas Partey in the central defensive midfield, and then Albert Laporte, Stones and Mendy at the back with Edison between the sticks. Now, I'm hoping playing Benjamin Mendy out on that right back position, Hoffenheim won't realise that's a weak position for us because he's normally a out-and-out left-back, and hopefully that's not where they decide to capitalise and attack down that side because he may well struggle. But let's go ahead. I'm a little bit gutted we're simulating this game because it would be nice to have won all pre-season, all group stage games in the Champions League. But you know what? We're at home, So fingers crossed as the players warm up, we can get this win against Hoffenheim. The referee has blown his whistle and we are off, coming up to 10 minutes in. And Kramaric has picked up an injury in the 10th minute and Jesus has scored in the 14th. So we have gone 1-0 up. Can we find a second before half time? Jesus finds a second and then De Bruyne picks up a yellow card in the 35th. Into the second half now with 2-0. Let's find a third and I think this game is put to bed. 60 minutes in, nothing else has happened. Come on lads, company on for Laporte. Can we find a late goal? Alba scores the third and that's it. It's game over regardless. Hoffenheim are not going to come back from this. The referee blows the full-time whistle and we have beat Hoffenheim 3-0. But even more the fact, forget about the win against Hoffenheim. It means now we played all 6 group stages games and we won every single one, which is absolutely unbelievable. Alba getting on the score sheet and Jesus bagging himself a brace. Now we go on and march on to the game up next against Everton, which of course another one we will be simulating. Right, so we are now 4 games in. We've simulated 2 and won both of them, and we've played 2, and so far we have won both of them. So 4 games deep into this episode, and so far it's been complete full house of wins. Hopefully we can continue that up next when we simulate this game against Everton, especially because I'm a Liverpool fan. I definitely want City to do over Everton, especially because we're simulating the game. It's in the hands of the EA gods and we will not be able to dictate what the outcome is. But we've got Leroy Sané out on the left wing, Aguero a striker, Dembele out on the right wing, Bernardo Silva linking up with De Bruyne. So David Silva then, Bernardo Silva linking up with De Bruyne in the central midfield role. A little deeper we've got Fernandinho in the central defensive midfield. And then Alba, Otamendi, Stones and Danilo at the back. Danilo coming back into that right back position for Benjamin Mendy. And then Ederson between the sticks. We need this. Right now we find ourselves 3 points clear on Liverpool. If we lose to Everton and Liverpool win, we will be joint on 34 points. We're 2 points ahead currently, second position, Manchester United, but they have got a game in hand and have played their 16th game. We haven't, but it's very important we pick up the win. I'd love to go through the whole of today's episode, all 9 games, and win every single game. That would be absolutely unbelievable. Let's get these players warmed up to face off against Everton. We are at home, so fingers crossed we can get that very important win. 10 minutes in, and nothing has happened just yet. Fernandinho picks up a yellow card in the 14th minute, 25 minutes in, and Clive-Lewin just scored for Everton in the 26th minute. That is not good news, but Aguero has equalised and pulled it back to 1-1 in the 37th. We're deep into the second half now. Come on, lads, we need that second goal. Let's push for it. Come on, this is ridiculous now, 70 minutes in. Are we going to find that late goal, or are we going to draw our first game against Everton in today's episode? The referee blows for full time, and we have unfortunately drew to the Blues. We've drew to Everton 1-1. That is a little bit heartbreaking, really. The team that we've got should absolutely dominate against Everton. We don't. We go 1-0 down. Luckily enough, thanks to Aguero, we pull it back to 1-1. But after 37 minutes, all the way to the whistle getting blown at the 90th minute, nothing else happened, which is a little bit heartbreaking because we should be dominating Everton and we really needed that win. So maybe I've just jinxed myself. I said we had simulated 2, which we won. We had played 2, which we won. And we simulated our 3rd game in today's episode against Everton. And we sadly pick up a draw. Well, we got a little bit lucky, but we certainly should have capitalised when we faced off against Everton. You can see Liverpool have now dropped down to 4th position for their 16th game. They lost and remained on 31 points. We drew to Everton and moved up from 34 to 35. Currently joint top with Manchester United. But bearing in mind, Manchester United have got a game in hand. They've played their 17th game. So if we win our game, we'll move up to 38 and still be 3 points clear on 2nd position, Manchester United. But bearing in mind, if Arsenal win their 17th game, they will actually move up to 36 points, move into 2nd position, and we'll only have a 2-point gap on 2nd position Arsenal. So everything comes down to this game against Watford. And I honestly think at the end of today's episode, obviously we're going to be just gone past Christmas. And the saying is, if you are top of the league at Christmas, then you should go on to win it. I've mentioned this many times in the Liverpool career mode because Liverpool are the only team twice to be top of Christmas and then unfortunately go and throw away the league and not finish it off and win it. So hopefully that is not the case in this one season one, the first season at Manchester City. We are only now 6 days away, less than a week away until Christmas. If we are still top of the league, we should go on to win it. But this is why these last few games are very, very important. We've got Watford up next. We're then going to be simulating the game against Palace. We're then playing Leicester and we're playing Southampton. Realistically, from those 4 Premier League games, we need to be winning every single one of them. But the downside is we're only playing Leicester and Watford. It's in the hands of the EA gods to decide what happens against Palace and also Southampton. But we're at home to Palace. Southampton we should really beat, but realistically we should have beat Everton. It's unfortunate we've already picked up a draw. But hopefully, as long as the games we play against Watford and Leicester, we make sure we capitalise, win and score plenty of goals. I'm hopeful that we should win those 2 simulated games. But this is the lineup we are putting out against Watford. We've got Raheem Sterling out on the left wing, Aguero through the middle of striker, Dembele out on the right wing, David Silva this time around linking up with De Bruyne in the central midfield role. A little deeper we've got Fernandinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Albert, Laporte, Stones and Danilo at the back with Ederson between the sticks. Now at the start of today's episode, Dembele was running defenders ragged. Hopefully he could do the same against Watford, get in behind those Watford defenders and hopefully do some damage. But I'm sure him and Aguero are going to get on the score sheet at Vicarage Road when we dominate and turn up against Watford. Come on, City, we've got to bounce back from this 1-1 terrible draw against Everton. Shouldn't have happened. KDB still currently top goal scorer in the Prem. Let's see if he can get on the score sheet against Watford. It's a big game. It's a very important must-win. So let's get this kicked off with Watford kicking us off in the first half. Let's get it underway and let's score some goals. Success. Still coming forward to the Corey. Out wide now to Piera. KDB's going to be all over that one. Is Aguero around now to Dembele. Through on goal. Dembele looks side footed home and he has done. It's 1-0 after just 11 minutes. Well, that is the goal we needed. We've settled the nerves. We've got the fans behind us. The away fans that have travelled here today are off their seats. And it is that man, our right winger Dembele, we signed from Barcelona to put us 1-0 up against Watford. Let's go David Silva. Up now to Gray. Gray round the back now to Danilo. Danilo's going to do well. Let's try and hold this one up. Danilo going to play it out from the back. Let's win that Ederson. We've got to win the header and we've set up Troy Deeney.
And we are all square once more. What a game this is turning out to be.
That is absolutely terrible there from Danilo. Absolutely shocking. I powered that up to try and switch it all the way over to the left back position. He's only dinked the ball in for Troy Deeney to then run in. Ederson's gone with his head. And Troy Deeney has scored his 10th Premier League goal against City, and that is a big problem. We're back to level terms here. Don't let him get that ball in behind. Ball into Deeney. Ball comes into the middle. Fernandinho's going to pick that one up. KDB out to Silva. Here's Aguero. Through now to KDB. KDB going to go out wide now to Dembele, and this time Dembele's going to be through on goal. Surely if we can get it on that left foot. Dembele! There we go. That's the 2-1 we needed. I said that Dembele was going to be the man to make the difference. He's scored 2 already, and he's put us back in the lead in the 40th minute. Well done, Dembele. What a signing from Barcelona. For me, when we go to our next club, KDB and Dembele are the 2 signings we must, I repeat, must bring with us to our next club. Both of them being absolutely fantastic roles in this Manchester City side. Going for Aguero now if he wants to put one over the top. He has done. I'm going to have Sterling coming on the inside. Let's play it back and go inside now to Sterling. Sterling taking a touch over to KDB. On that right foot. KDB looks to put us 3-1 up right before half time, but unfortunately drills it wide the goal. And the referee is going to blow for half time. And we have got a 2-1 lead right now on Watford. We need to come out in the second half. We need to change our bug game. We need to start getting Sterling and Aguero into the action. Dembele has performed brilliant so far, but it's important. Our number 10 Aguero and Raheem Sterling out on that left wing. Start getting into this game. Start making runs in behind and find that third and hopefully even a 4th goal to finish this game off against Watford. But it's going to be Aguero to kick us off in the second half. Let's get it underway. Success now put over onto that right side for Gerard Deulofeu to get in behind. Here's Success. Ball into the middle. Let's deal with it. Stones. We're giving the ball away. Good block there. Let's get rid of it. Nicely done. Let's see if we can get a counter-attack going now. Fernandinho through to Silva. Silva marching on now. Go on, Silva. Keep going. Play it through now to Aguero. Here we go. Aguero through on goal to make it 3-1. Aguero does just that. It's 3-1. And Sergio Aguero has finally woken up and put us 3-1 up against Watford. I'm not sure that's game over just yet. Let's keep this pressure on. Capu playing it out to Yanmat. Playing it around nicely right now, Watford. Let's get in there. We're giving a foul away. Let's let them play on. It's the Corey. It's Gerard Deulofeu coming forward. It's the Corey. Out wide now. Let's try and get this ball. Here's Piera. Ball into Mel. It's a great ball in, and it's 3-2. Wasn't much we could have done there. Was not much whatsoever. The player was in so much space in the box. Cuts back. Nobody's there. John Stones left him for dead. It should have happened. We should have been tighter to the man. We don't. And we suffer a goal. And now we have to make sure we keep going here. To play that in now to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva through to Aguero. Aguero takes a deflection. Bernardo Silva looking at fighting for this one. Bernardo Silva balling now for Aguero. How has Gomez kept both of them out from Aguero? We should be 4-2 up here. I'm absolutely shocked that we are not 4-2 up. Absolutely unbelievable from the keeper. Play through now to Aguero. Aguero go lay off to Phil Foden. And Gomez once again. Gomez has been on fire for Watford. I'm not surprised it's not been more goals because Gomez has absolutely pulled it off for Watford. But there we go, the referee does play for full time. It's not quite the goal difference we wanted. It's not quite the amount of goals we wanted. But we wanted the win. We wanted the 3 points. And we've managed to get just that. Watford's keeper Gomez was absolutely unbelievable. Watford having 4 shots, all 4 on target. Half of them being in the back of the net. We had 16 shots, 11 on target. Nice and consistent. Only 3 in the back of the net. If it wasn't for Gomez, we could have maybe had 4, maybe even 5 goals. But a great result. Another win for today's episode. And now we just have to hope this game up next against Palace, when we simulate it, we can continue what we've just done against Watford and bag that very important win. Well, it's a shame we really didn't capitalise, because Arsenal were the only team that could be 2 points behind us. If they would have won their game, they could have been on 36. We are on 38. There could have been a 2-point gap. They didn't. They obviously clearly lost, which means there is now still a 3-point gap between us and now officially second place Manchester United. Liverpool and Arsenal have had the chance to knock them off second position. They haven't capitalised, and shockingly, I think Liverpool must have lost their game and then potentially drew the next. I think they were on 33. They may have even lost their last game, so they are not having a good run right now. And unfortunately, neither are we, because we nearly just drew to Watford and we drew to Everton. If we would have won that game against Everton, we'd be another 2 points clear right now, and we'd be 5 points clear. So a little bit disappointing with that result against Everton, but hopefully by the end of today's episode we can grow this gap from 3, maybe double it and take it to 6. And I'll tell you what, if we could finish the end of December going into January 6 points clear, I'd be very happy. But I have to say, the good thing about simulating games is it does make it that little bit more difficult for me winning the Premier League title, because obviously, you know, we're going to have more Champions League games, FA Cup games, Carabao Cup games. But this is what it's all about. One season wonder. It's a challenge. It's a new journey. We start a new club and a new season and a new league every single season. And this is just what the challenge is all about. But the team we are putting out against Crystal Palace is Leroy Sané out on the left wing, Jesus at striker, Mahrez out on the right wing, Bernardo Silva linking up with De Bruyne in the central midfield role, Thomas Partey a little deeper in the central defensive midfield, and then Zinchenko, Otamendi, Kompany and Mendy at the back with Ederson between the sticks. You can see the back 4 is a completely different back 4, and it does worry me a little bit. We've got the young man Zinchenko coming in at left back. Unfortunately, Jordi Alba isn't fit. We know that Kyle Walker at right back is out for a while, and unfortunately we have to rotate Danilo and Mendy, although Mendy is an out-and-out left back, so he doesn't play too well at the right back, and I think sometimes simulating games, they may well look to exploit that. And then we got Otamendi linking up with Kompany in the centre-back position instead of having Laporte and John Stones. But hopefully we can do a job against Crystal Palace. It's an important one, because if we beat them, we then go on to play Leicester. If we beat them, then hopefully we can simulate the last game in today's episode against Southampton and also get a win and hopefully just grow this 3-point gap a little bit more. But it all depends realistically right now on what United, Liverpool, Spurs and Arsenal are going to do in their next 3 coming games. Well, let's go ahead and get into the simulation period. Let's get these players warmed up and just hope. They've lost their last 3. Surely we can make them lose their 4th. 10 minutes in and we have done absolutely nothing. 20 minutes in and the only thing to happen is Thomas Partey picking up a yellow card. 26 minutes, Tompkins picks up a yellow card for Palace. Come on, lads, we're coming up to half-time here. Leroy Sané has put us... Oh, look at that. And Van Aanholt has scored right on half-time. This is going madness. It went 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. Back to 2-2. Zaha scored the second and De Bruyne scored our second. Come on, lads, we need to find it. We've actually just drew to Palace. Oh, It all went so quick then. So we went 1-0 up with Leroy Sané scoring the 42nd. Before half-time, Van Aanholt put them back to level terms 1-1. De Bruyne then scored in the 55th. And funny enough, if you look at it, Sané scored the 42nd. 3 minutes later, Van Aanholt returned and scored to take it back to 1-1. De Bruyne scores in the 55th. And 3 minutes later, Zaha comes back to take it back to 2-2. So both times, 3 minutes after we score, Crystal Palace equalised. Zinchenko picked up an injury in the 61st. That is not great news because we are struggling at that left-back position because obviously Kyle Walker is out at the moment. We finish after 90 minutes. We've now drew to Everton and we've also drew to Crystal Palace. Not the results we needed because if Manchester United have capitalised, they're going to be 1 point behind us now. And the episode goes from bad to worse. Manchester United play their 18th game and win, which means now they are breathing right down our necks, only 1 point behind. And the problem with that is if we beat Leicester and they beat whoever they're playing for their 19th game, there's still 1 point in it. And then we, unfortunately, have to simulate our last game against Southampton, which means at the end of today's episode, we may not be in that top position. Now, we are on the 26th of December, which means, as the saying goes, if you're top at Christmas on the 25th of December, you should go on to win the league. The problem with that is by the end of December, we might not be top of the league, but how it stands right now is we are, so we should technically go on to win the league. But it doesn't help the fact that Liverpool are back breathing down our necks, only 2 points behind. United are only 1 point behind. We seriously need United and Liverpool to lose their next game, and we need to beat Leicester. But that was the first bit of bad news. That bad news goes worse when we jump over to the office and we see that the bad news is Zinchenko has suffered a broken ankle and will be out for about 7 weeks, which is an absolute nightmare. It means he's going to be out for a month and a half, maybe even 2 months, which means it's going to take us all the way now pretty much till February before he's back fit. The problem with that is we've been playing Zinchenko as backup to Jordi Alba at left back because we've been having to play Mendy, who's the current left back, who should be the backup to him. We've had to play him out at right back because unfortunately Kyle Walker suffered a serious injury. Now we're down to Jordi Alba, Mendy and Danilo as our only left and right back options. So we're in a bit of trouble here because if we play both of them, so we play Mendy at right back and we play Jordi Alba at left back, then when Danilo comes in to replace one of them because they're not fully fit, more than likely both of them are not going to be fully fit and we won't be able to rotate them, which is a little bit of a bummer. But the lineup we are putting out against Leicester, we have to bounce back here and we have to get a serious win by a fair few goals. We've got Raheem Sterling out on the left wing, Aguero through the middle at striker, Mahrez out on the right wing, David Silva linking up with De Bruyne in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Fernandinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Alba, Otamendi, Laporte and Danilo at the back, with Ederson between the sticks. We need to bounce back. We need to make sure we bag these 6 points for the last 2 games in today's episode. We've got Leicester, which we're hopeful to win, and then we're going to be simulating the game up next against Southampton. Again, another one we have to win. If we are to draw or lose at the King Power Stadium, we may well have just found ourselves in a big, bad situation. Come on, lads, let's bounce back. We certainly have not done well in the simulated games in today's episode. We started off great, beating Bournemouth 3-0. And then we drew to Everton. We then just drew to Crystal Palace, and it's just not good enough. So let's get the players back playing well, and then hopefully we can win the simulated game at the end of today's episode against Southampton. But it is going to be Leicester to get us kicked off in this first half period. Let's get it underway. And let's cause some problems here, lads. Otamendi picks that one up. Out wide now to the Gazelle. Nice, he's done Alba. Alba's going to pick that one up and ping it up now to Raheem Sterling. Here we go. Raheem Sterling on the inside, still going. Playing it on the inside. Here we go. Sterling. Fernandinho lines it up. Lets one fly with Fernandinho. Hit it off the crossbar. And what a great start for City. What a strike. What an unbelievable strike. That could be the best goal of this episode so far. Absolutely unreal from Fernandinho. Our central defensive midfielder deads the ball. Taps it forward, puts his laces through it, it's in off the crossbar. What a strike. Sterling gets the ball back, plays it in, he deads the ball and just whacks it. Very good shot there from Fernandinho. On his right foot, puts his laces through it, great duck there. I think it may well come off the glove of Kasper Schmeichel, off his glove, off the crossbar, and into the back of the net. But that is the start we needed, and hopefully we can go on to score many more. We don't want any more injuries. Let's be careful here. Nicely done, Jordi Alba. Through to David Silva. Straight through now to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling through on goal. Potentially one-on-one with Kasper Schmeichel. Through on goal. Schmeichel's there. KDB to follow up. It's on through for the net. Play it back now. Let's go Sterling. Let's get in behind. Here's Tielemans. Over the top now. Let's go Alba. Let's win that header. Pierre's going to win that one. Ball into the middle now. Jamie Vardy's there. Big save from Edison to deny Leicester going back to level terms 1-1. Here's Vardy. We don't want him having a party. Otamendi chasing him behind now. Gazelle's done well. Plays it over to Vardy. Vardy gets a shot off. Edison catches that one nicely. Let's boot this upfield. And as we look at kicking out with a big kick from Edison, the referee is going to blow for half time. We've certainly played well. Leicester have had 1 or 2 chances. But it's that man there, Fernandinho, with a cracking strike to put us 1-0 up against Leicester. We need to keep fighting and we seriously need to find a second goal. But I am now going to take David Silva off for Bernardo Silva. We need that last little bit of flair to just put the ball through to Aguero, Mahrez or Sterling, and we need to find that second goal. It is going to be Aguero to kick us off in the second half. Let's get it underway and let's find that very important second goal. KDB on the inside now is Sterling. Sterling's going to lose the ball. Fernandinho is going to pick that up. Over now, let's play it right around now to Jordi Alba. Through on goal, Jordi Alba lets one fly it off the crossbar. Unbelievable, Monreal clears out. Here's KDB. KDB going to feed one through now to Danilo. Danilo going to cut back. Likes that big ball in now. Into the middle for Riyad Mahrez. It's 2-0. Well, that's what we needed. We needed that second goal. We've been waiting for it. We've been knocking at the door. But we haven't got in that door. From that beautiful left-footed volley from Riyad Mahrez, we've now been given the opening into that door. 1 minute to go. Come on, let's just put this ball out. Put this ball out and we should have a way of going here. Ball up now to Jesus. Jesus going to ping one over now to Riyad Mahrez. Through on goal. Riyad Mahrez through on goal. Oh, he's put it wide.
Final whistle. It's Manchester City's match.
Luckily enough, the referee does now blow the final whistle. We beat Leicester 2-0. I thought that was going to be 3-0 and the game in the bag. Leicester for those last 10-15 minutes were absolutely smashing us. They were coming forward in numbers. Vardy and Tielemans causing plenty of problems. I just wanted that third goal to guarantee us the win. It doesn't happen, but we do go on to beat Leicester 2-0. We bag another 3 points in the Premier League. And hopefully going into this last game against Southampton, we can find that last very important win to finish off the month of December. Well, here we are back at the Central for the final time in today's episode. And can I just say, guys, what an incredible long episode this has been. So I know that when I done my first segment, this is still the second segment. So when I talked to you at the start of this second segment, midway through the video, I said to you that I'm sitting down for the second time to record a bit more and try and finish it off. I'm still in the second part, but I've recorded for the last hour and 30 minutes. The first segment that I've done, which was for the first 3 games, so Bournemouth, Chelsea and Chelsea, took me 47 minutes. So we're talking over 2 hours worth of recording to bring you this episode. Now, hopefully I've managed to keep it under 50 minutes. I'd happily take it in the 40-odd minutes. If it's 40 to 50 minutes, I'll take that. But you've got to remember, guys, this has been 2 hours. Pardon me. Over 2 hours of recording, which has just been an absolute madness. But we are here now for the final game in December, and then we move into the month of January. Unfortunately for us, United won their game and they still fall 1 point behind us. The issue with that is this game is in the hands of the EA gods. We are simulating the game against Southampton for the final game in today's episode. If we don't win it, or if we draw it, and United win their game, they will move above us. Liverpool cannot catch us in today's episode, so it is only the Red Devils, Manchester United, that can do so. And to make things even more difficult, the strongest starting 11 I'd like to put out is not fully fit, and even some of the players that have still left in the team, with the likes of Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Danilo and Laporte, they're not even fully fit. But unfortunately there's no one else to play in their positions. But we've gone with Leroy Sané out on the left wing, Jesus at striker, Dembele out on the right wing, David Silva linking up with Bernardo Silva in the central midfield role. A little deeper we've got Thomas Partey in the central defensive midfield, then Mendy, Laporte, Stones and Danilo at the back with Ederson between the sticks. Now you see that Mendy's at left back. We'd normally put Zinchenko in there and then I'd play Mendy at right back for Danilo. But Zinchenko is out for another 6 weeks with a broken ankle. So things have not gone to plan in this one season wonder so far. We started off great, we're doing well in games, but as for injuries and as for simulating games, well, they're not going to plan right now. We've suffered 2 big injuries with Zinchenko and Kyle Walker. And the 2 games just from today's episode against Everton and Crystal Palace, well, we've dropped 4 points. We drew and we drew. 2 points lost in both games, 4 points dropped in today's episode, which is not good enough because if we won both of those games, well, we wouldn't have the situation of only being 1 point ahead of Manchester United. But the good thing is, guys, it's the 29th of December. I'll be playing this game. I'll be advancing all the way to the 1st of January, a day before we play Liverpool. And I mean, look at the next episode, even more games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. So we're going to be playing 3 of those games and simulating 4, or the other 4, should I say. This way it gets difficult now because obviously we need to play Liverpool because they're right behind us. But we want to play the FA Cup game. We need to play the Carabao Cup game unless we can go and score 3 or 4 goals against Bury for the first leg and then hope that we can just dominate them in the second leg when we simulate it. But if we end up only 1-0 up and they go and beat us 3-1 in the second leg, oh, we've got a bit of problems. And when I look at these games here, considering we're only playing 3 of them, it's not going to be an easy episode when we get into January. I'm just glad it's not 9 games because this episode has been a madness. Nearly 2.5 hours worth of recording. It's been absolutely crazy. But hopefully we can finish on a high and we can beat Southampton. I also want to mention, guys, before we end today's episode and play this last game, we've got 50.51 million in the transfer budget. We're going to need a new right back or we're going to need a new left back. I'm thinking we need more of a right back because right now we can have Jordi Alba and we can have Mendy at left back, and when Zinchenko comes back he can be at left back. Right now we've only got Kyle Walker and Danilo at right back. I think we need to spend a big chunk on a new right back. What right back should we go after? Let me know down below in the comment section. Remember, it's one season one that can be realistic, unrealistic. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is we need a right back. For me, that's the one position right now we need to improve on. We've got plenty of wingers, plenty of strikers, plenty of midfielders. It's all about the right back. And I may well look at spending a little bit more on another centre-back just to give us a little bit of helping hand there. But realistically, the right back is the main position we need to be looking at. But let's go ahead and get into this game against Southampton. We are simulating it. We're away from home, which is never good when you simulate away games. But the 2 games we've played at home, I think we played Palace at home, we played Everton at home, we drew. So maybe playing away from home will give us a little bit of a look. Players warming up. Come on, lads. We need to sort this out. Fast approaching 10 minutes. Nothing happened in the first 10 minutes. We're going up to 20 minutes. Nothing happened in 20 minutes. Come on, lads. United are winning here. Dembele scores in the 27th minute. Happy days. Can we get another before half time? No, we're into the second half now. Still only 1-0 up thanks to Dembele. Lads, we need a second goal here. United are 2-0 up. We need to make sure we win. We need a second goal. Come on. 75 minutes in. And there we go. There we go. Bernard, in fact, I think it's David Silva, scores in the 77th minute and puts us 2-0 up. We go on to beat Southampton in the 90th minute 2-0. Manchester United beat Bournemouth 3-0, which means luckily enough for us, we got the win and we are going to end today's episode only sadly 1 point ahead of Manchester United, but more the fact we're still ahead, and that is the important part. So to end today's episode, we're quickly going to do the player development. We've got Gomez on 3, Phil Foden on 2. Let's just go ahead and get through this. Go and read the emails. Advance all the way to the 1st of January. And it's very important now, guys. You have to let me know some right backs you would like me to sign. We need to get a right back. I'm going to leave a comment down below saying who should we sign at the right back position. We must need a right back, because that is what is stressing me out every single game. We're having to play Mendy there, who's a left back, who obviously when we simulate games is always going to cause an issue. Let's get into the 1st of January. Come on, one more day. Stop and sim. Come on, let's get into January. I don't know why it advances all the way to the 2nd of Jan. I did ask it to stop, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. I just noticed we've got loads of emails. Have some players departed the club. Let's jump over to the office and have a little look. So Vincent Company sent us an email. Good morning. We feel you need to deal with the fact that Vincent Company's unsettled, so we need to get Company back in the team. Not a problem. Transfer broke down. Not a problem. Conference. Not a problem. Mangala. Wow, he's gone to FC Bayern. I'm shocked that Bayern's actually bought him, so he's gone, so we may have a little bit more money in the funds now. That is not good news. We end today's episode in January in second position. Oh, Man United won their 21st game and have moved up to first position. We are 2 points behind, but a game in hand. As long as we beat Liverpool, which is probably a game we're going to have to play now, we will go back on 48 points and go 1 point ahead of Manchester United. This is why January is going to be a very, very difficult one. Let's take a little look how much we have in the funds. So we have 216,000 in the wage budget, and we have 58.43 million in the kitty. If we mess around with that a little bit, more the fact we give around the 100,000 wage budget, that'll do. We've got 61 million to spend, ladies and gentlemen. We need a new right back. We may look at bringing another young centre back in just to help out, but obviously Company wants to get in the team, so we're going to have to start playing him. We do not want 9 or 10 games in an episode because it's just absolutely crazy. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.